Cheers, Kenny. Right, so yeah, this video is just me holding it with the camera, rambling. Most of you will probably get bored, but I wanted to just do this as a, whatever. So here we go, let's get on with it. So I've brought this, which has all that in it. Okay, and I also brought a separate one of these, which is a work in progress, which I think's going to look quite nice when it's done. Complete with pigeon poo weathering. Apologies for the dirty hands, just come back from night shift, but whatever. Okay, now buying all this stuff, I've been buying loads of stuff. I want to get as much ready as possible in preparation, so I don't have to keep going online and going, oh, I need to buy this now, because one, you're just waiting longer and then you're wasting postage. But the problem is, I've racked up, I've spent over £900. It's like, eek! Didn't realise that, but never mind, it's an expensive hobby. I bought that when I was at Wally, just to start me off, get the tightest points to see what can go on it and what can't go on it. Some of the engines I have go around it, and they're big Pacifics, so they struggle a little bit, but they seem to go around it. Okay. I think I bought 11 of these. A5H, the springy ones. Not the best option, but I'm just going for sort of cheap and quick. PM2, and I also bought PM1s. These don't have an internal switch in, but the PM1s do, for changing frog polarity and all that. So altogether I've got 14-point motors. That's a lot of money. Although they are the cheapest point motors pretty much. I bought the level crossing and an extension kit, and then decided I'm not going to use it, because when you add the extension to it, the actual beams don't go across the whole tracks and it looks stupid, so I'll just make my own, I think, which is a shame. Let's get some more of these point motors out of the way. I really do have a lot. Oh yeah, CDU, capacitor discharge unit. Point. More point motors. It's getting boring already, isn't it? Oops, drop one's probably broken now. It's like Mary Poppins' handbag, isn't it? Bloody hell. Right, I think that's the end of the point motors and switches. Another point. Part of the lower crossing that fell out. Yeah. Oh, beer. A sprue. Awesome. Bin. Some buffer stops. I don't need these, I just thought I would give it a shot. They are for cheating, basically, and if the electrical contact kind of breaks, I know just to solder a dropper in, so it doesn't matter. Several set track pieces, both code 8T and code 55, to trying different things out, doing both electric frogs and the plastic frogs. And as I showed in a previous video, I'll be using fine tracks as well, which is code 40, mix and match. This was about £23, I think, 3-way point. Gauge, I think that's 20p. More buffer stops. What else have we got? 2 packets of conducting rail joiners. More points and bits. Curvy one. A car. Or Jaguar. I brought this so you can kind of gauge the distance you need for the roads. Insulated rail joiners on track. And something I didn't need, I just wanted it in 0-0. He's good in it, yes. Very nice in my opinion. rather big too. Alright, so that's all that. I better stick it back in the box. Quick insertion. This is Pico code 55, which is finer than the 18. Okay, it's still a bit chunky. It's not that fine if you ask me. But anyway, but I brought some of this, and the sleeping bases you basically thread in. You buy a jig as well. It looks like this. Some of the sleeping needs sorting out, but on the whole, it looks an awful lot more realistic, in my opinion. Miles apart. Anything more accurate than this is Easy Track, which is basically the same thing, but it's, instead of the gauge being 9mm, it's 9.4mm or 9.42mm, and it's 2mm fine scale, but end gauge track runs on it, just not the points. So what I might do is use some of that Easy Track and then blend this into it as you go towards the points. Just an idea. Okay, so I bought 3 G clamps. That's for doing my baseboards when I join them together. I brought these because I've used them before, and I like to use basically open out coat hangers for like a buzz wire, DCC and all that business. So screw them in, solder your wire to that, it's just nice and easy. Okay, we got this now. 3 rolls of this stuff. Don't need to tell you what it is because it's obvious, you can read it. Yes. Exacto sort of razor saw thing. That's the important bit. Cutting your tracks basically. I've used mini drill cutters before and I find that you tend to slip and make a mess of things, so I thought I'd get something a bit better. Get it out. Well, back to back gauge. Might need it. Car's speedy solder. Never used it. 183 degree melt point. I've used car stuff before, never had a problem. Saw this sort of endorsed online by YouTube user Simon Shed and thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. And what else we got? Some Gauge Master ballast. It's very hard to find ballast with the right sort of fineness, but this looks alright. But we'll give it a go. A new pair of Zoran track cutters, because the previous pair I basically killed and they turned into wire cutters. Literally, I actually use them as wire cutters. I just do. What else we got? Oh yeah, Ballast Magic. Never tried it. Fancy trying it. The way it works, you basically mix your ballast with the powder that's in this. You put it into your track, and then you mist it with water. Normally, with the so-called traditional method, you then go around the pipettes and you drop your PVA in. It takes years. With this, once you spray it, it just locks it, and that's it. So, I'm going to see how that works out. And one more box, which is the most interesting one. Bear with me. Okie dokie. What stuff have I got so far? That. Okay. 5700. Some wagons. This one is like a. Some of these are like Pico sort of build it yourself, and some are just ready to run. I've kind of weathered them a bit already. Same as these. Ooh, NW. I'll get them out later probably. Got 2 of them and a brake. So let's do the one. And the brake one. Very, 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 very detailed. I'm actually very impressed. Okay, the first loco I brought. Bayardo. An A3 from Dapple, or Dapple, whatever you want to call it. And the second one I brought is a Duchess from Graham Farish. Okay, and some more track, basically. That's mainly it so far. So everything I've just showed you, plus the price of the baseboards and bits I brought for that, is basically like £900 worth. That's crazy, but that's this hobby for you, isn't it? With these things, I will probably get them out and do type review videos because, you know, some people like them. I found them quite useful, but what I won't do is be waffling for 10 years, boring you with the unboxing, because it just gets on my nerves. All you think is just get on with it, take it out of the box, show it is, and stop rambling about what the paperwork says. It always says the same thing: oil it in and then run it. So yeah, just wanted to make this video really, and I'll see you soon, or rather you shall see me, unless it's like this video, in which case you don't see me. Bye.